Hello, I'm Thomas Lloyd. This is Top Mexico Real Estate. Today we wanted to chat with Claudia Hurtada. Claudia, she's from Mexico. She's been living in the Riviera Maya region for many years, over 15 years. And how many? I'm sorry, Claudia?
21 years.
21 years. So you can imagine she knows everybody in town, politicians, business owners, volunteer areas. And that's the reason we wanted to chat with Claudia. Claudia, thank you so much for being with me this morning. Claudia, what we're talking about today, there's a lot of expats who are moving down to Mexico, and volunteering is growing incredibly. So we had several questions. We wanted to pick your brain. What should someone who wants to volunteer, what should they do? What's the first step? Let's say they just arrived, they just moved into Tulum or to Playa del Carmen. What's the first step they should be doing?
Well, the first thing, obviously, for them to start to network and ask their neighbors, ask their friends, but there are very, very specific places where they can reach out. There are volunteer groups or organizations that are very active online. So they can reach out through their Facebook or Instagram pages. We have a blog, I believe. One of the blog entries lists the links of most of these organizations. And they can reach out and just ask according to their likes and wants and needs and to their schedule, how much time do they want to devote to an activity like this, and just reach out, and they will be very happy to have them.
Okay, do you have a more or less a short list of what is available like today?
Well,
I know
everything has changed a little bit because of the pandemic. Before it was like open for everybody and everyone could just go anywhere, but it has been reduced significantly. It's been opening up, like slowly but surely. And obviously, all these NGOs are still working and working harder than ever. But the involvement of the community within these NGOs has been reduced and limited. But there's still a lot of opportunities there available.
Okay.
The first, it depends on what area, you want to volunteer.
Okay, for example, I know the Coco Animal Rescue. There's also Playa Animal Rescue if you want to help animals, abandoned animals in the streets.
Yeah, if you want to help in a pet shelter or a rescue organization, there's more than 7 in
Wow.
life. And more than half are operated and owned or started by foreigners. This is something wonderful in this region. Foreigners come in with a huge heart, and they start their non-profits or their organizations to help out the community, to give back, and to fulfill themselves by giving back to the community that has welcomed them. And there's more than 7, but I can just name a few. Playa Animal Rescue is they have the shelter where people. I remember taking my son when he was very young. He was like 10, and we would go on Saturdays and help bathe puppies. That was a sweet activity for a Saturday for a little kid,
Yeah.
go and bathe puppies, and then you would cuddle with them. And they have others that you can go play with kittens, or you can foster kittens for like a week. I have a friend here that every week she has a new batch of kittens, and she plays with them, she fosters them until they're old enough to be adopted. Other animal rescue places need volunteers to go walk the dogs. So every 3 times a week, you need people that can go walk the dogs in the morning, and it's a pretty good way to spend your morning and exercise a little bit, just like walking like more than the 100 dogs that they have there. To help with that.
Good. Yeah, that's a good idea. Do walking, do some exercise, and at the same time helping out some of these animal shelters. Now,
Right.
what about the other things like the Rotary Club and helping like the kids of the Quintana Roo or parts of
Yes.
Mexico?
I always say that if humans were as lucky as the animals in Playa del Carmen, animal shelters get a lot of support, a lot of volunteers,
Yeah.
but humans don't get as much. But anyway, it's very, very good that they exist and that they do all this what they do. In Playa del Carmen and Tulum, we have very, very active Rotary clubs. There's a Rotary Club in Playa devoted to only English speaking people that want to join their efforts, and they service the community. Their slogan is service above self, and they
Hmm.
do things for the community of Playa del Carmen, specializing on the children, and they bring like fresh water to remote areas, or they feed. They have feeding programs in areas that are very like they're not regular, so they don't get like. We have a lot of people coming to Playa del Carmen looking for opportunities, and to
Okay.
Tulum looking for opportunities of work and of like working in the thriving hotel industry. So
Hmm.
they come at the beginning, it's very hard because they have to settle in illegal settlements and just like survive, hand to mouth.
Hmm.
And Rotary has recognized and identified these communities, and they have feeding programs. They help people with, they have helped children mostly. They help children with school supplies and school needs. There is an organization called Keep Kids in School, which
Yeah.
is also sponsored by Seaside Rotary, that they, not only sponsored by Seaside Rotary does a lot more, but they also help keep kids in school,
Good.
uh, which is Gail Collins, another foreigner. I mean, all these are very big organizations are manned and are headed
And
by.
they've done programs such as the backpack where they hand out how many, like 1,000 backpacks, and it's full of all the school materials needed. Is that correct?
They give school supplies to schools, or like to school children that has children that sometimes they show up without shoes to school. So
Mhm.
they have also kicks for kids, I think, Philip programs where they have shoes for all those children that show up to school without shoes, and
Interesting.
give school supplies to all these schools in the poor areas of the municipality, and they also offer scholarships. Right
Ah,
now,
wow.
just offered a scholarship to the first born of a lady that, well, I shouldn't go into details, but anyway, it's
For
it's a
this.
it's a family in need, in
Hmm.
very very like dire, like needy situations, and they not only offer them like scholarships, food, shelter. They help with all the needs when it's a desperate situation.
I know an example is a small little village over by Merida in Yucatan, right on the coast on the Gulf of Mexico. But there was a small expat community, and the small expat community they actually raised money to help a couple of the kids, starting like from middle school. They helped them with their education through high school, and the first, I guess it's the first generation, just got a degree from the Merida University, from a small, very humble backgrounds, and it's just incredible. I mean, it's very fulfilling for the American Canadians in this small little town.
Yes,
So
the community of Pamul has built like kindergartens, and they sponsor communities that are not that far away. Like
yeah,
so, So people can if they want, they can have a chance to visit these communities and see where they can be involved or where they can help.
And it's nice too because the expat, he's coming down, he's volunteering, he's helping, but you see it firsthand, the benefits. I mean, for example, on this, their child getting a college education.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I repeat, the humble families, and they now have their first kid in who knows how many generations now has a college degree. So the returns or the results is
Yes.
present right there, and that's incredibly fulfilling. I mean, it just so motivated the expats so much. Now I think they have like another 10 kids that they're putting through the university in the years after.
And it not only involves like being financially supportive of a child to bring him like kids in school has programs where you can tutor or you can help,
Yeah.
like tutoring like children by helping them practice their English. So it doesn't cost you anything. You can just put up your phone, enter a Google Meet, and have some like like practice with children in online in their
Right.
classroom.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm putting my phone on silent.
Claudia, what kind of volunteering is necessary right now? I know you can't speak about all of Mexico, but in Quintana Roo, what kind of volunteering do you see as uh, needing attention or help?
Well, um, I would say that every area needs attention. There's like it's like environmental activities as well. There's
Hmm.
people that come here and work with sea turtles, like protecting the nests, cleaning up beaches,
Yeah.
like doing environmental work, reforesting. Like there's Mosaic Custal, and there's organizations like that all over the country. Like not only here. Here there are like areas that need attention. I think all areas need attention.
Right.
Uh, Among shelters, environmental activities, education, health. Health is where I'm involved mostly
Yeah. Yes.
because I don't think there's like a lot of attention there. But I link with the Seaside Rotary and with the
Hmm.
Red, and we help patients that don't have any resources to pay for their medical needs. So we ended up with a thrift shop, and there's volunteers that come in and help, like classify, sell online, like divide, hang out like the stuff, and by selling these secondhand things, we're paying for medical needs of people that are otherwise like in an impossible situation because they cannot cover their. We
Yeah.
also warehouse wheelchairs and crutches and medical supplies. And when
Yeah.
somebody is in from the general hospital and needs like foreign and nationals, we don't we don't only help like
So look.
nationals. We also help some expats that come here looking for a very cheap way of retiring, and
Mhm.
because it's so inexpensive, but they don't really come in here with a health insurance or with a way to cover their basic medical needs.
Okay.
And so yeah, we end up helping expats as well.
Yeah, I remember several programs where you were involved, getting equipment such as even older retired fire trucks from Texas and bringing it all the way down to, I'm not sure if it was Cancun or Playa de Carmen, but projects such as that, which it does need, some expats, their volunteers, their service, their attention to help all the paperwork to get that equipment that up in the States, many times, like I said, they're retired, and what better place to bring it down to a community down in Mexico that
Yeah.
needs such equipment to help save lives.
The Seaside Rotary was responsible for a program which was called like the Big Six, where they brought 6 containers of medical
Yeah,
equipment, like incubators, all kinds of equipment, and they
yeah,
brought it to a region. Like they got over $6 million of medical equipment to the general hospitals of the region. And
yeah.
that's why, like people here, we love foreigners. We love foreigners because they've done so much and they keep doing so much, you know. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
not like in other countries. I mean, they I don't know. Like here, every expat is welcomed with open arms, like always, because they do so much, and
Yeah.
it's just beautiful to see. But for them,
And
hmm
and
yes,
the difference also for the Americans is, many times you're up here and you're the places you're volunteering to, you don't get to see the end project. You don't get to see the person in need. You don't even get to meet them. But many times down in Mexico, I mean, you're since you have more time, many times they're retired, and so the expats that are down there living, and they get involved. They see the people who are receiving the goods, the service, or the donated like the backpacks or the medical equipment, and they get to see firsthand, and it's just incredibly fulfilling.
they can go and actually distribute the goods.
Yeah,
Like we have like programs where we go to villages and we caravan 6, 8, 7 people, like cars with vans, and everybody can join in and go in and be Santa. It's really great, and it's a very fulfilling feeling. One of the main things that I've noticed that is really good for the expat or for the person that is retired, even being in such a beautiful place, surrounded by beach and paradise and everything, people find themselves sometimes like finding or seeking purpose or seeking a thing to make them super happy. They
absolutely.
find their activities, and although you're being on vacation paradise, it's also an opportunity to network, to connect with people that think like you and that are interested in not only on going to bars and just like woo, which is
Right.
and really great, but if
Yes.
you're looking for something meaningful and to give you purpose, it makes a lot of people very happy. I was just talking to a friend that was kind of depressed. I mean, she's been here after the pandemic. A lot of people got like a little bit depressed because they couldn't go out, they couldn't, they
Hmm.
couldn't thing, and I was telling her how many people have like seeked to stop by and start helping a pet, a person, a patient, a kid, anything, and that brings them joy. That brings them happiness.
Yes.
They don't necessarily have to spend a lot of money. If they don't have any money, they don't need
Yeah.
it.
Their skills. I met many people like you, teachers, professors, even if you love a sport, baseball, for example, man, there's thousands of little kids who would just love to learn and just, you know, be hanging out in a healthy sport. And so I understand completely. This is fantastic for expats coming down to Mexico volunteering. There's Claudia or Tada, your walking encyclopedia of
Oh,
and knowing, and people, and if you want to find out where you want to donate your time, your services, or to volunteer, Claudia would be very, very helpful in introducing you to the right people.
well, yeah, it makes me happy to hear from people that want to donate some of their time or their expertise. Like I said, just put your expertise to service someone else. that is the like the right way to get above yourself, you know, above oh, I'm so sad because I don't know, because my finger hurts or whatever, you know. Put your
Yeah.
attention on somebody else, or an animal, or just make someone else happy will make you happy for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
That's for sure.
Claudia, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure chatting with you and learning more activities and things to this sort. So thank you so much, Claudia.
Thank you, Tom. I really am grateful for the screen time, and I'm also very grateful to you always. I will always be here to for anybody that needs to chat about what they can do or what they want to do. I don't know everything, like you say, but I am good at finding out.
Or you know where to get the information too.
Yes, I can find out for them, and I'm like available for anyone that wants to chat about volunteering opportunities.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you as well. I'm Thomas Lloyd. This is Top Mexico Real Estate. We make it happen. Hasta luego.